Medyo mahaba-haba ng konti ito. Few minutes. Alam nyo, nung panahon ninyo, ang hamon galing sa Japan. Ngayon, meron naman bagong hamon. Pero siguro hindi mo magiging gera ito. Pero ito isang matinding hamon din para sa ating lahat. Yan ay tungkol sa sovereignty natin, sa territorial rights natin, sa ating teritoryo, sa ating bayan, sa ating natural resources. Ano po ang aking tinutukoy? Yung practice po, South China Sea. Noong nakarang araw, July 5 to July 6, ako'y nag-attend ng first Manila Conference on the South China Sea, yung SPRATLIS. But even before that, noong pang mid-90s, isa na ako sa mga tagang tumatayo tungkol dito sa issue ng South China Sea, issue ng SPRATLIS. When I was in the Philippine Navy in 1970 and 1971, as a junior officer, I visited the SPRATLIS area a number of times and even got exposed to a naval confrontation. We were on board a World War II frigate of the Philippine Navy. Bigla kami napaligiran ng 3 destroyer escorts ng Taiwan. At it became a very hairy situation. Akala namin, talaga magkakamagpaka na sapagkat kung sila lumapit sa amin, they were in battle stations. Pag sinabing battle stations, alam na mo militar yan, sila ay nakapwesto na sa kanilang mga machine gun, sa kanilang mga kanyon. Nag-iisa lang kami roon, at Bukit de Guerra, merong LST sa may kalayuan na hindi man pwede sa ganyang klaseng pakpakan, at andun ang Marines sa Pag-asa at Parola Island na nakahanda ang kanilang mga recoilless. It's a good thing that cooler heads prevailed, the diplomatic wire burned, so to speak. So, mabuti naman at natapos yung araw na yun na walang gulo. So that was my first taste of the so-called crisis in the SPRATLIS. And then, of course, this issue became part of my most prominent and most important issues as a member of the House of Representatives. In 1995, nung sumabog yung Mississippi Creek, I was there. Noong 1998, noong 1999, nung sinimulan nila, nalagyan ng mas malaki struktura ang Mississippi Creek, which is way within our exclusive economic zone. I was one of those who stood up also to condemn this action of China. In fact, kasama ko si Congressman Dana Rohrabacher. Alam mo, kakilala sa ni Prisco, ka-Prisco sa Duan. Lumipat kami on top of the Mississippi Creek para makita namin, within 500 feet ang altitude namin, nakita namin na ang dami-dami mga tao doon. Nag-welding at nakita-kita na malaking struktura ang kanilang ginagawa. At totoo nga, at the end, ang strukturang ginawa nila, kasing lalaki ng mga munisipyo doon po sa Rizal. Palagi ko, mas malaki pa sa munisipyo doon sa Laguna, sa Rizal, at marami pa mga lugar. 3-story building. Ang sabi nila, it was only a permanent, a temporary shelter for their fishermen. It turned out that it became a permanent structure, a very big structure, and no doubt, a military structure within our exclusive economic zone. Alam niyo, ayon sa international law, ang exclusive economic zone is 200 miles from our coastline, 200 nautical miles. Pero sila, nasa loob 130 nautical miles ang lokasyon ng Mississippi Creek. At itong panahuli, up to 80 nautical miles ang pinasok na nila. At nagbibigay pa sila ng warning sa atin tungkol sa paggamit ng ating natural resources within our exclusive economic zone. You know, some people call this a creeping invasion. This is not the kind of invasion that you encountered during your time, but an invasion nonetheless, because it jeopardizes and prejudices our natural resources, our patrimony, na hindi naman para sa ating henerasyon na yun, kundi sa mga susunod pang henerasyon. Ano ba sabi nila dito sa SPRATLIS nito? Sabi nila, yung mga geologists are saying that this may contain about 125 billion barrels of oil. Alam niyo, pag kinwenta niya at $100 per barrel, that is about $10 trillion. And about 25 billion cubic meters of natural gas. Isipin niyo yun, kung gaano kalaki yung kayamanan niya, isama niya na yung fishery resources, but whether it has value or not, teritoryo po namin, di ba kayo? Kung meron kayong lupa, kahit na walang kahulugan yung lupa na yan, walang nakatanim dyan, disyerto yung lupa na yan, pag pinasok pa yung ibang tao, ipaglalaban niyo ba yan? Hindi. Paglalaban niyo po. Ganun po ang nangyayari, kaya yan ang gusto kong iwanan. At ako'y talagang medyo na-disturb na gusto. I got a little disturbed during the Manila conference held in Makati, attended by many experts and delegates of various countries like meron po taga-China doon, taga-United States, Australia, taga-Vietnam, taga-Singapore, of course from the Philippines, and from Malaysia, from Indonesia, from India. And experts discussed the conflict there, the social aspect, the economic, the military, and the political aspects of the South China Sea. But what disturbed me most was the presentation of the delegate from China, Madame Shen, of the Xiamen University, an expert of the Xiamen University, when she said, ito para hindi po magkamali, sinabi niya, babasahin ko po yung aking notes doon, sinabi niya na meron daw pag-aaral, diskusyon sa kanilang Chinese Military Academy. Hindi po ito yung counterpart ng Philippine Military Academy, kundi parang study group ito, parang think tank ito, no? Ang sabi po ng mga eksperto, ang iba doon, mga general, iba, mga retired general, sabi, the Chinese military cannot tolerate the military exercises of some sovereignty claimers. Pag sinabing sovereignty claimers, isa tayo dyan. Because we are claiming sovereignty over this part of the South China Sea. Ang China naman, i-claim yung buong South China Sea. So sabi nila, tayo raw claimer. And sabi nila, they cannot tolerate the military exercises. Tapos, ang sabi pa rito, China's national strength, especially in military capabilities, is not yet enough to take care of all core national interests. By the way, ang South China Sea, dineclare nila na core interest. Ibig sabihin, yan isang interest na napakahalaga para sa kanila. At ang nakakabahala gusto, meron pa silang dinagdag doon, that ang tingin nila, that China should teach these claimants a lesson. Yung sabi nila, ano po sa presentation na, that we should be taught a lesson. Remember, in 1979, China invaded